It's the Memphis Sports Network, WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis, WMFS FM and HD1 Bartlett, WMFS Memphis, ESPN 790 AM and 92.9 FM ESPN.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time. Take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects right now, and that is turkey hunting. We're in the season. You folks out there know that I've injured my back, and it's killing me, but I think I may get released from therapy on Monday, and I'm ready. I am ready, and I know this guy that's coming up right now. He's probably somewhere in Kansas hunting this morning, but he's going to take time to talk turkey hunting with us. That's our good friend Chris Parrish from Nightingale Game Calls. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, sir. You're correct. I am in Kansas hunting.
All right. Well, this is what I want to talk about. A lot of folks have asked me about this, and we had a turkey show a couple of weeks ago. Chris couldn't be on it, so I said, well, let's come on and be on it in one of our April shows. Now, this is a guy that's has, and I don't even know how, I might not have enough fingers to tell how many calling contest championships that Chris Parrish has won. I know at least 7, I think, if it's the national championship. I may be wrong on that. But folks ask me, and I'd like to know the difference between competitive calling and where you are right now in meat calling.
Well, it's kind of like playing. If I had to put it in real easy context, it's kind of like me playing golf and Sergio Garcia playing golf. The thing is Sergio has just spent thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of practice to perfect everything, and that's what most competition callers do. It's the same thing as learning to play a good guitar, being good at boxing, or anything else. You just have to do it and do it and do it until it becomes like your right arm to you. And as far as the difference between, competition calling and woods calling is, one, in the woods we can get by with some mistakes. And I don't really believe that turkeys make mistakes. They just make off-pitch notes and stuff, and that's just part of their vocabulary. Yeah. And you just can't do that in a competition because they're judging you on 2 things, maybe really 3 things: presentation, realism, and then perfection, where you're doing that call over and over, absolutely perfect every time. And that's the difference. Other than that, we as callers on the stage try to sound like real turkeys. We're trying to do it just like we do it in the woods. We just don't worry about the perfection part of it in the woods.
And that's, to me, that's so which one's more pressure? I mean, when you're on that stage, I've seen you in competition. I know that you have a calmness about you, but I don't know what's going on inside your stomach or your head. But
atom bombs.
Atom bombs. Okay. So when that big gobbler's coming up on you, the atom bombs are still going on, right? I mean,
Exactly. And, Larry, when that day ends, when the excitement ends, it's time to hang it up. And I still get cranked up. In fact, I'm sitting out here in the woods talking to you, and I've got Randy Couture and Dan Henderson sitting here, and Dan shot a gobbler this morning.
Right.
And all I was doing was filming it with my phone.
Amazing.
And the wonderful thing about it is I was still nervous and shaking.
Were you really? So, that's what I didn't take up turkey until I was 55. I'm 73 right now, and I tell people, my wife understands I can't vacuum, but I can crawl on my belly 100 yards trying to kill a turkey or anything. And again, we're talking to Chris Parrish, our good friend from Nightingale Game Calls out of Centralia, Missouri, and you've been there, and I will say, folks, and I cannot. It's been confirmed. It's been in the book of knowledge that I cannot use a mouth call, okay? And I've watched every video there is. Now, Frank, can you use a mouth call?
Nope, I use a Lynch box call when
I
turkey hunt.
And I have had special-made mouth calls for me.
I choke on it too.
Okay, talk about that, Chris. How do you give us some tips on being able to use a diaphragm? Because I know the ability. I'm killing turkeys with slates, and I'm killing turkey with box calls. I would like, at my age, I'm battling it. It's a constant fight. So tell them, and I know you guys at Nightingale probably have something you say, well, Larry, you ought to be able to use this, right?
Well, yes, but if you've got a real bad natural gag reflex, it is tough to use a mouth call. It's just plain and simple. It is tough because it's tough to get in there. But we make a call too that is a small frame call.
I saw it.
Designed for small pallets.
Yeah.
And those small pallets, it's got a smaller cut tape. Yeah. And the tape is put on a call simply for cushion and to get air seal. So you can actually trim that down a little bit to fit your mouth. And I think the biggest mistake most guys make when they're trying to learn a mouth call is they buy the wrong call to start with.
Yeah,
meaning
that's what I thought.
They buy something that's a thicker, heavier reed with cuts in it, and they need to start off with just a little old straight reeded double reed that is really, really easy to blow, that has a natural double tone, and just start making some noise on that thing. And then I use words to teach people with. Obviously, after you get past that part of it, it's much easier to use. But I use words like chick and chuck and puck,
okay,
to make the certain sounds so that you're shaping your mouth properly. So and that's key.
And so that's probably what happened to me. That I went for the number one rated mouth call, and it ended up being number 10 on my list once I got in there. And it was a great mouth call. I can name some companies who have sent me mouth calls and said, you can do this, Larry. But then I think about beginners. So what do you recommend a beginner turkey hunter use? What do you think? That a mouth call, or should you?
No.
What do you think?
I think if you've never ran a call before, and you want to grab a call off the shelf that's got everything built right into it, it's pretty hard to beat a good push-pull call.
Okay.
It's all built right in there. A man can cut on it. He can cluck on it. He can yelp and purr on it, and that's all he needs to do. And from there, I'd get a good friction call. It doesn't matter what surface.
All right.
And then, I never would go to the woods without a good box call because that's just, they sound more like a real hen than anything. But I would always pick up a little double-reeded mouth call, and I would be always trying to learn and practice on that. And if you never learn anything on that thing but a soft yelp and a cluck, use that as your finisher call.
Because it does free you up, and I've got to admit, Chris, I'm not. How old are you, Chris?
I am going to be 50 years old, and this is my 42nd year turkey hunt.
Well, that's what I thought. Now, when are you 50?
24th of April.
All right there. I've got to ask you. I just got me a new vest. Are you ready for this? 22 pockets. 22 pockets. I don't know where I can put in all 22 pockets. It's some of these things are technology, and you guys at Nightingale have been right there. But this company it's a wonderful vest, but 22 pockets. How
are you going to find anything? You're going to have to label your pockets to know where you put stuff.
That's right. I got to put kind of numbers on my pockets so I remember where they were. So
exactly.
What do you use? Do you use a vest?
I do use a turkey vest, and I use a very small, simple little turkey vest
that
has very, very few pockets, just the strategic pockets that I need, and I usually carry my mouth calls in a little box in my pants pocket.
Okay, all right.
And and I rarely ever use a vest to carry a turkey out with because I like for him to look good when I get take pictures of him. Yeah. So
the pictures are very important, right? So
I think that's the most important part.
And you guys, Night and Hail have been around for a long time, and yet you guys are still coming out with products. And I know you take part in that the process of new products. Is there something out there that maybe this season, or are we going to have maybe something next season that you guys have been working on?
We do have some new stuff this season, and we got some new stuff coming out next season.
But
this season we've got 2 new pot calls. One's called the Moonshiner. The other one's a Canyon Cutter. One's aluminum. One's a crystal surface. And we've got 2 new series of mouth calls. One of them's with the Bone Collector, and the other is a Herald Knight series. And we've got a really neat box call. One side has an aluminum plate on it, and the other side is wood. And it is a singer.
Come on! It is. Yeah.
Yep, it is a singer. Well, and we have a new push pull that was named after T-Bone Turner, and it's all wood push pull, and it's a slick little call. So, we've got a pretty good number of items that we come out with this last year.
Well, folks, you can go to nightandhailgamecalls.com, I think is what it is, if I'm not mistaken. Or
that's correct.
Or you can Google Chris Parrish, and one of the things that I really liked, he came out with a turkey calling 101. I Googled. That was really good. I mean, I think you had only won 7 national championships now, and you got 8 now, if I'm not mistaken. If I count.
How
many you got?
Yeah, I actually have 10 Grand National titles.
Wow.
And
I ran out of
10
toes.
World titles.
Okay, I'm out of toes and fingers now. So I mean, you're going to have to retire with undefeated, so to speak.
Well, I'm retired, buddy. I retired 4 years ago.
I knew you did. That's why I'm saying that's why you're out there with these guys in Kansas. Hey, Chris, thank you very much for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Always a pleasure to have you on. Nothing but success, and let's stay in touch. Anytime you need me down here, I'm the voice of Memphis for you, okay?
All right, man. I sure appreciate you having me.
Go back and get another one. Thank you, Chris. All right.
You bet.
All right, Chris Parrish. Out of Centralia, Missouri. Like I told him, I got 1 minute to tell about why I use box calls and slate calls. That's because they've been given to me. Okay, that answers a lot of my questions. Okay, what are you talking about, Frank? Frank has been really hard on me this morning. All right, we're going to try something right now, and we're hooking up. So just stick around because the Gray Beard Adventure is here, and I don't mean. No, he's not in the studio. No, Frank's in the studio. He's not the Graybeard Adventurer. He could be, probably.
I will be in a few years.
You will be in a few years. Yeah, you're getting there.
Craig is way ahead of us on that.
Yeah, he is that. He's way ahead of us on that. We could paint it great. All right,
we're going to need satellite technology to hook up with Dale.
Yeah, Dale is on Klingman's Dome, I think, somewhere around there. Let's see if we can hook him up. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
You can find